Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today we are doing a lovely, juicy reading on what does the person on your mind regret in regards to you. And I gotta say, when I was shuffling and really tuning into this reading, I just felt like a cacophony of messages coming in. So I feel like there's been a lot of regrets here from your person, like in regards to the situation here that you're asking about. So let's go ahead and dive into that. I've got 3 piles. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll put the picture up so you can meditate, be drawn to your pile, or maybe you're even drawn to more than one pile, and I will see you at your reading. Okay, so pile number 1, what does this person regret? Okay, so this message is coming through really crisp and clear, which is making me think that this person's actually pretty lucid around what it is that they regret here in this situation. Now, also, some of you are asking about a work situation, but others of you are asking about a romantic situation, and it's essentially the same message here with a couple of little differences. But basically, this person was feeling really insecure. And like I'm hearing feelings of inadequacy, and it was like on the inside, and maybe this is something kind of chronic that this person struggles with, but those feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem was definitely linked to something that was going on for them on the physical. And that could be different for all of these people. And also that energy could have been mirrored within both of you for like corresponding reasons. So this person could have been insecure about their, job position, their job title, how much money they made, their career prospects and trajectory. They could have been having some kind of like financial blockage or financial difficulties. For others of these people, I feel like they could have been new to a leadership role, either overall, like it was their first time being a manager, or, they leveled up here in some way. But for others, it's like they were a new leader to a certain company or something. And so the way this person has regrets about the way that they handled that situation, because instead of opening up about it to the right people, like not necessarily you, it could have been you, but it could have been like this person's like, well, I should have told somebody that I was struggling with this, like whether it's their boss or their therapist or a parent or, somebody that they felt like they could guide them and empathize with them and help them kind of along and give them the support that they needed. Instead of doing that, this person had like an image of in their mind about like what the perfect leader is supposed to be like, or a respectable leader is supposed to be like. Or if this was a romantic situation, it's like what the perfect partner is, especially like for you, because I feel like if this is a romantic situation, like you made this person, you elicited feelings in this person of like, they really did want to commit. And maybe this person hasn't wanted to commit before or in a long time, or they had kind of been in a rut, in terms of their, I feel like this person maybe really does like to be alone, or maybe they have a child that they're taking care of and that's all they really wanted to focus on, but then they met you and then it's like all of a sudden they wanted to commit. So this person just had this image, this ideal in their mind that they were always measuring themselves up against, which furthered this like cycle of inadequacy and low self-esteem. They always felt like they weren't measuring up. And I'm hearing Brené Brown in my mind where she says, shame needs 3 things to grow: secrecy, silence, and judgment. So this person was like really judging themselves hard, but they were being secret about it. And that just kind of fueled like them feeling like they were never enough, or they were never doing enough or measuring up enough, but also they didn't, like with the Knight of Pentacles here, this is like a longer term journey, building a commitment with somebody is like a longer term journey. It's healthy giving and receiving, and the same thing, like the career path, regardless of where this person's at in that journey, it's a longer term journey. But this person was just kind of putting a lot of pressure on themselves to like have everything done at once. Because with the Queen of Cups here, she's offering this cup. And this isn't just any cup either. This is like this beautiful, big, large seashell. It's really impressive. This person wanted to be abundant, to have a lot to offer in the situation. And they wanted that to like all happen at once. This person can have a touch of perfectionism, which perfectionism, Brene Brown also writes a lot about perfectionism, but it's like that's also very heavily linked with trauma, because it can be a way of coping with trauma where you're like, nobody's going to pick me apart if I'm just perfect, if they can't find fault with whatever it is that I'm doing. So I think this person was putting an immense amount of pressure on themselves, but all of this was going on in secret. And this person feels like they really regret the way that this impacted you, because they feel like maybe that made you feel like you weren't good enough. Like I'm hearing the wound in me was like, or there's some song, it's like, the ache in you put there by the ache in me. Like this person is really wanting to take responsibility for this. And this is an action-oriented person. And I feel like their soul is grappling with lessons of this king energy, like how to level up in that way with this like enlightened, benevolent leadership befitting those in your charge. So this person regrets the way that this made you feel, because they feel like the way that they were acting, and especially like withholding their emotions, like, and not showing their true self. Because I'm just noticing that sun is kind of blocked off. Like, not showing their full self, and instead just trying to show this image of like the perfect partner or the perfect boss, the perfect leader, the perfect authority, like whatever it was. They didn't really show their full self, their true self. Maybe they didn't even open up. They didn't provide clarity. Like I'm seeing the scene in Pride and Prejudice where in the movie, the newer movie, where Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy are dancing, and like he finally asks her to dance, and she says like, hearing such differing accounts of you is puzzling me exceedingly. And he's like, well, I should afford you much more clarity in the future. Like this person wishes that they afforded you much more clarity. Like, it's not, maybe not to their most innermost soul, but it's like they do wish that they were more transparent and more clear and more themselves with you. And there's also something with proximity here as well. And I think that's another part of it, is like this person feels like because they weren't real, because they weren't human in this situation, that I'm just picturing people like on a chessboard wrapped in bubble wrap, just kind of bumping against each other. So this person was like trying to foster connection, whether it's in this romantic way or it's in like this leadership way. They were trying to do that by making all the right moves, by doing all the right things, but it's like the heart wasn't there, and the heart wasn't there because this person felt like they weren't good enough to bring themselves to the table. Does that make sense? But then I'm just seeing all these people bumping against each other, in the bubble wrap, and all the bubbles are popping. And so this person just feels like their approach to this situation caused a lot more problems. And I'm hearing it was just their ignorance. Like, I'm sorry, please. I'm hearing Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. Like, it really just was my ignorance, and I'm trying to level up. Like they're talking about on a soul plane too. It's like, I'm trying to learn my lessons here. But I feel like this person feels like their actions or them not, it's not that they weren't ready. It's just that this person has like a weird thing around this perfectionism of, it's like if you are ready to take the next step, it should just be just a little bit out of your grasp. Like you have to kind of lean for it. That's normal. That's how it should feel. But this person thinks that they just have to be, fully formed. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the bat. And so this person just feels like maybe the way that they were meant that you were left on your own in some way, that you didn't have the support of a community or the financial support or the financial recognition, or that they left you alone here in a space. And if this is like more family romantic, maybe you did get involved with this person and they were acting like they were ready for a commitment because, you elicited the feelings in this person of being ready for a commitment. But because they didn't address their root issues, then I feel like this person's low self-esteem, like they feel like they hurt you and potentially they left you out in the cold, maybe with a child, or you have some other like dependent energy that you had to go along on your own way with, and that this person feels like you had to cut away from, like, maybe you physically had to leave this situation, but they feel like they left you on your own, here in some way. To where you were kind of forced into this like hermitude, kind of an energy with a lot to sort through, a lot to sift through. And and this person didn't understand that fully. They really didn't. I'm hearing like turned a blind eye, or they were just blind to it. I really am not feeling like this person was doing any of this maliciously. This really was just like, they were truly like ignorant of the situation, or they were truly, and this is somebody who owns their stuff, and I do just want to say, like, I think this person has been around like really low vibrational people where when they actually demonstrate maturity and responsibility and they own their part of it, that people are like, see, you aren't fit for the role. And in reality, that's the person who is fit for the role. You know what I'm saying? So this person has had some improper mirroring, but they're trying to clear out their cobwebs here, and they feel like, and they were trying to, this person was trying to move away from these feelings of low self-esteem, or maybe even from financial difficulties or something like that. And they feel like there's been some kind of blockage or obstacle here. They feel like there was communication issues where both of you were trying to communicate your position, your wants, your needs, your side of it, who it is that you are. And because of this, like, their posturing and not bringing their full self, that you weren't really able to like connect on this. And this person really does regret this because they feel like maybe the relationship has stalled or ended, or there is some kind of blockage here, definitely some kind of communication problems. And you might have said something to this person and you might not have even meant to, but it really like hit, it hit the bullseye for this person, and like it hit the truth of the situation. And this person, I don't know, wanted to turn this around and be better. But this person does, like with the Queen of Cups, again, regardless if this is a work situation or a love situation, this person has a lot of love with you with the Queen of Cups. And there is some kind of like wanting towards traditionality, like whether it's just, I just want to be like a traditional leader. Like I just want to know how to do that, or, over here, like with a relationship, it's like they want some kind of like traditional setup and they want it to be emotionally like fulfilling and happy. But I think this person feels like they have to just offer that. They have to do everything. It's not a process. It's not, you know what I mean? So this person, they also regret not ending a cycle here. And you might not have seen this. This could have been some kind of hidden energy where it could have been a cycle with like a group of people, or, there was something that they were hanging on to or that they were grieving, and they regret not cutting loose from that a lot sooner because they feel like that also helped, negatively affected the situation here too. And I'm getting a specific message here, like if this was a family situation and this person really hurt you, they could have stepped out, they could have cheated, because they weren't actually ready for a commitment. They thought that they were, they thought that they could do it, but they were kind of, lying to themselves about their maturity. They're really sorry about that situation. They feel like they should have, communicated things before it got to like the level that it did. They should have been more open or honest about the struggles that they had around this, because they feel like, again, that has negatively affected you in this situation. So this person would also want to communicate to you that something about the Eight of Pentacles, where like something about work. I just heard a whistle. It was kind of, maybe, I don't know, social media, something about Twitter. I don't know. Take that if it resonates. So with the Eight of Pentacles, this person has been working. I feel like they've been working on this part of themselves. Maybe whatever this is, like, again, working on becoming the person who can be in a commitment, or working on leadership. This person has been working on that routinely with the Eight of Pentacles. This person has been working on their routine. They have started some kind of new beginning. They could have actually left the job or the environment that they were in, or they've left these old patterns behind, or they were in the process of it. Yeah, they were really clinging to something here, and it prevented them from turning over this new leaf. And I think it was just, and it had to do with power, with this scorpionic energy, they were trying to manufacture power, instead of having it come from the inside out and actually building up their self-esteem and becoming the person, which would have been a slower process. They were trying to manufacture it from the outside. That's that posturing energy. And I'm hearing like, that's just what they thought they were supposed to do, fake it till you make it, all of that. So, but this person has cut ties here with something, and they've opened some kind of a new door. And maybe you were an inspiration in this, or I don't know, they would just tell you that. I feel like this person is really happy. They have a lot of like fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, in whatever it is that they're doing. Like whatever it is that they do for a living really comes from their heart space now. They do feel like they have a lot more to offer you, but maybe that you wouldn't want that, or that you would be blocked off or closed off here for that. But this person is kind of like, well, I'm here, It's very much like this person, I don't see them like necessarily making moves towards you. I'm not sure that they're necessarily ready to do that, but it's like, I feel like they are the person that they wanted to be, or they feel like they made a lot of progress here towards that. This person's work could be rewarding now. Yeah, or their routines are actually yielding some kind of fruit. They feel on the precipice of something, but I'm hearing thank you for the spiritual lesson. So, okay, let's just pull some. Look, it's my fault, but I blamed you. I lost myself for a little while. So many things remind me of you. I left you before you could leave me. I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like this person they cut ties with this old habit and old behavior, and maybe even with this old job or a family situation. And it doesn't have to be a family that they've built. It could be family of origin, maybe particularly like some kind of domineering force in that. And they have been doing better since then. I do feel like there was something plugged into their mind psychically. Could have been a partner, could have been a father, an authority, some kind of boss. They felt like they were under the thumb of something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical something either. This person could have been going through mental health issues, or it was just this negative coping cycle, and this person has actually cut away from that, and they've been working hard. I do feel this person's been working hard here in the physical. I know that I crossed a line with you. So this person is getting better, and I think this person would also want to say that they believe in you, and that they really appreciate the time that you had together, and they feel like you can, you deserve all the good things, and that you can do anything that you put your mind to. This person's really, they feel positively towards you. They're very encouraging here towards your energy, and they see you as wise. They see you, maybe you're like more introverted, or you've gone through a period of that. They see you in this like kind of hermit energy. Yeah. This person really, look at this. This person thinks that you can really do whatever it is that you set your mind to. And they want to be friends. Like this person, it's positive feelings. And you might not have positive feelings towards this person. I don't know what went on here, but they do seem to have regrets here in this situation. And they had to leave you. Maybe they feel like they didn't have to. They feel like they left you out in the cold, or they left you on your own. For some of you, maybe this was like your company had layoffs, and this person like regrets that they had to like lay you off, or that they didn't stand up for you, or advocate for you harder, or something like that, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 1. Your person does have a lot of regrets here, but I guess, I don't know. I think it's mature that this person like has their regrets have to do with their behavior, and like their like behavior motivational theory like is kind of what's coming to mind. Like what was motivating their behavior, and why, like not only does is this person looking at their behaviors that they feel like were negative, but like why they were exhibiting those behaviors, because that's really the place of power. That's where you can actually make change to certain behaviors. And I do feel like this person, through whatever means they have been doing this, they have been steadily working on this. Like I'm hearing since you've been gone, since you left, since they lost you, since things, and I'm also hearing lack mentality. Like this person has confronted their own lack mentality here in this situation, and just not feeling good enough. That's like really what it comes down to. And like I said, I feel like you can maybe relate, even if you weren't in the same position. You could have been mirroring in this way, where you both were kind of posturing, maybe like you both were having low self-esteem, and nobody could really say like, look, I feel vulnerable, or I don't know what I'm doing, or and so it just meant, I'm again picturing the people with the bubble wrap like just bumping into each other. So it felt like you couldn't actually connect on an intimate, true human level. So that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 1. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys. Wow. Okay. So pile number 2, what does this person regret? This person regrets a lot, maybe even more than you think they should regret or that you even suspect they regret, because I feel like this is a person where you know they did you wrong, especially towards the end of your relationship, where you know things ended badly here between the two of you and in some form of betrayal. So it could have been that, you know, this person cheated on you or they chose somebody else over you, but I feel like this was some kind of like sudden, abrupt, like very painful ending that went on between the two of you. So you understand that this person shouldn't have done whatever it was that they did that had to do with that painful ending, but you also feel like this person made the wrong judgment call here in regards of you. So it's like those two things you do kind of understand, and you're wanting to know if this person regrets those things. Yes, they do. But I mean, this person regrets even more than that, because when they look back at your relationship and like the entire course of your relationship, this person feels like they didn't understand you and they didn't appreciate you enough. And all of this kind of links back to their main regret, which this person really regrets listening to the wrong person. And there was some gossip, there were some things said here about you, and I don't think that you realize that, or it's like you don't realize what was necessarily said, or just to the extent that somebody here was like trying to put a picture in this person's mind here about you, about your relationship, and maybe even about them, or like the decisions or choices that they should have been making. But that was definitely going on. So this person's like major regret is that they regret listening to the wrong person and maybe to the wrong people, but they basically regret listening and believing the wrong set of information here about you. And this person has come to realize that this person that they were listening to, the voices, it was a manipulator. It was a con artist. That's literally what I'm getting. This person that they listen to is very selfish and they're very confident. Like, con artist literally means confidence artist. I feel like this person was very confident in the way that they came about. They had a lot of tools. They were very adept at I think like managing this person you're asking about, like their attention, like look here, don't look here. They're very, like clever or crafty with that. And this person is just now starting to realize this, that whoever they listened to was in this shadow angel attribute where they acted innocent or angelic in order to mislead them here about you, because they were trying to, they were trying to control this person's mind and like their thought process and get them to make a judgment call about you, which then in turn made them act a certain way that resulted in this negative ending here between the two of you. So it's like, I think you see the ending, things shouldn't have gone on the way that it did, but this person understands that there was like a whole backlog of events and that they were kind of holding back from you from the beginning, because I feel like you were different. There's definitely a group of people here. Okay, there's a lot of people involved in the situation, because I feel like there's essentially a rivalry, and you probably would not qualify it as this, but there was somebody definitely in competition with you over this person that you are asking about here. And it has to do with their, like, tell you how it resonates, because I feel like this could be another potential like romantic interest, whether this person deemed them that or not. This person tried to rival themselves against you in order to manipulate this person into that romantic space with them. Like, that's definitely a possibility. Or this could even just be like, a fight over this person's mind. Like, this could be a mother figure that rivaled themselves against you. But there's somebody here where you're in like direct competition with, but that's not even the only people that are involved here. So I just described a third party situation, but then there's like a group of people that's around that maybe have like, I think they center around this particular person that you're asking about, but they have like kind of groupthink. They have like a particular mind about something. And I feel like the things that were said, even if people weren't necessarily meaning to like knock you specifically, it's very much that like groupthink thing of like, oh no, we all believe this way. We all think this way. That person's weird. That person's different. That person is unique. And it's like their egos just kind of took over, because egos always feel threatened. Ego deals directly with identity. So I feel like you being beautiful and graceful and different was kind of a threat to this like group ideology. So it's like, even if people weren't directly saying negative things, it's like this manipulator who definitely was trying to plant ideas or say kind of mean things. It was, it was all kind of kept like buoyant, by this kind of group think, even if other people weren't necessarily like realizing that they were doing that or trying to side with this other negative influence. So I just feel like you were an outsider here, and unbeknownst to you, it's like you were just being yourself. You showed up, you were just being vulnerable here, and maybe you had a dream, or you were trying to heal, or you just didn't fit the mold here. And so this person was like kind of encouraged to keep their distance. And I think it was slick. I think it was sneaky, the way, like, it was just little thoughts, little observances, little things that were just kind of planted in this person's mind, you know, slowly over time, to get them to question, to get them to doubt, to get them to feel a little bit protective, to get them to think that you were the betrayer, or that you needed to be muscled or like strong armed, you know, in some way, and like not tolerated. And so this person just like, it's not that they were trying to take any like direct strong action towards you. It's just having that perspective of you really it really did change the way this person interacted with you from start to finish. Because this person is like, they really just wish that they got to know you better, like outside of the influence of all this gossip and all this talk that formed their opinion for them. They wish that they got to know you better so that they could understand your uniqueness and your difference, because this person actually really does appreciate it, and they feel like it's a good balancing point, and they feel like there's maybe like another side to you that they are curious about, and they wanted to get to know that actually like answers a lot of their questions. They wanted to have like actually a more intimate relationship with you, especially like in hindsight. They were too protective, they were too defensive. So this person really does regret that. They also feel like just them like getting to know you and understanding your uniqueness and your difference, and like your difference in perspective or life experience or something like that. They could have actually been a better translator, advocate, protector kind of a person for you in regards of this like other group, where they could have said like, actually you have the wrong idea about this person. Yeah, they do this thing, but it's because they have this perspective, or they've gone through this certain thing, and it makes sense. Like, this is a person who makes sense. Like, when you put them into the context of their life, they're a real angel, they're a real sweetie, and they help those in need with no expectation of return, you know. And I feel like they feel that it could have been, you know, that this group here was like clinging to some group think. They recognize that there was just too much homogeny here, and that I'm hearing like it's kind of like distasteful to this person that you were treated like somebody who's different and unique and beautiful, and, you know, was treated in such a way or like expelled out. This person's like really recognizing that as a problem, and they see that you have now leveled up, like you have now grown. And I don't think that you really recognize that this was going on. Like, I think you were a very like kind of peaceful person, and it just, this is your side of the spread, and it feels very quiet, you know, like not that you were quiet, maybe you were around this person. I just don't think that you were speaking about others, you know, or you weren't speaking about this manipulator, you know, you weren't doing all of those things. This was all kind of going on behind your back is like really what I'm getting. But then you got betrayed. There was some kind of painful ending here, and then you had to then temperance. You had to temper yourself out after this painful ending, and you've moved away from this person, and you're doing a lot better, and maybe you are sad, and this person sees that you've leveled up, especially like this person's noticing a wisdom and a divinity within you. They really like your ethos and the way that you've processed life, but they feel like you've gotten your angel wings here in some respect, and that you're very balanced. You've really gotten a handle on things. And so this to me kind of speaks of like the end of a karmic cycle for this person that you're asking about, where they're kind of learning their karmic lessons. They're learning to see through the bullshit. They're learning how to identify like manipulators, who's telling the truth about the situation, making up their own mind. They're learning about like all of these things. And so the dust is kind of like settling, and this person can see this very clearly now. I'm hearing hindsight is 2020. This person like really does see the way that you were treated, the way that you were spoken about, and the way that they were like really encouraged to be protective and kind of like more defensive, and all of it was to funnel them into making certain judgments or like realizations about you that they would not have, like to draw certain conclusions about you. And I'm hearing specifically maybe about blame or your difference or something that they would not have naturally done, but they were encouraged very much to do that. And then because of it, they did make some kind of, maybe they made some kind of an announcement, or they ended your relationship, or they decided to end your relationship, or something here like that. And this person realizes that it was the wrong decision. And they're very angry about that, because this person sees that you've been betrayed, but they also feel like they were betrayed. Like, because they weren't considered in the situation either, what they wanted. It was all about this manipulator and this manipulator's selfishness and the confidence that they had in stirring like the pot and stirring up their own bullshit, and how this manipulator, they're realizing, just really, maybe this manipulator offered them a new beginning, or tried to put up some kind of like strong boundaries around them, or especially around their thinking and around the way they were thinking about certain things. And this person realizes that now, and they feel like they were betrayed. Also, there could have been a third person here that you don't know about. It could have been a friend. I don't think this person who got betrayed is the same gender as you, but I don't know, take that how it resonates. But I think since you've been gone, since you left, this person you're asking about has observed this manipulator and how they've betrayed another person, or that, yeah, like they've seen something else happen that was like, oh my gosh, like this is who this person is. They've seen this, and it's been a real wake up call here for this person. But I don't think this person's letting on that they know. And to be honest, I feel like this person that you're asking about is maybe even strategizing and thinking about how to play this manipulator at their own game, or to have the last laugh. If this, with the magician, a lot of times magician is skillful energy. They could very well be a professional of some kind, especially sitting right there next to the emperor. Well, there's codes of conduct. There's ethical codes of conduct. This person may well have already alerted somebody to the fact that this person's behaving in an unethical manner, or, you know, something like that. But I feel like this person is kind of, or they're working on outing them. At the very least, this person's working on maneuvering themselves out of the clutches here of this manipulative energy. Mentally for sure, but also like probably physically here as well. And so there's a lot going on here in this situation. And basically this person, if you're wondering if this person knows that they did a messed up thing towards you, and essentially maybe they chose the wrong person over you, yeah, this person does recognize that. And I'm hearing, like with this angel energy, I'm hearing the song Angel in Disguise by Brandy. An angel has always been thought to be one of God's most precious works. I guess that's how she had you fooled, because she was an angel in disguise. Hurt and pain can never come from her. So you left me to find that only her, or hurt and pain involves her. But now you see your mistakes, and now you see your angel was a fake. This person is realizing that somebody that they thought was an angel, and that they thought was maybe like very generous and was like helping those with no expectation of return, was actually very selfish and only thinking about themselves. They were just kind of positioning themselves here in a certain light. And so this person is, maybe there's something here they want to talk to you about too, about like a new beginning, or they may want to offer you something and they want it to be like very tangible. This person does. And I'm just getting the sense like they might want to like trap this manipulator by offering them some kind of a new beginning, but I'm seeing this just like fall on this person and betray them the way that this manipulator has betrayed so many others. But essentially here I am seeing that this person regrets how they treated you, the person that they believed, or the rhetoric that they believed. And this also corresponds with an inner voice, like their own inner saboteur, because I'm kind of picturing this person with like an angel and a devil on their shoulders, and you do represent this more angelic side, but again, you weren't like the angelic nature of things, the high vibration, positive nature of things. It's not trying to manipulate. It always tries to give you your choice, because anything that you do or think is, it's invalidated on a spiritual level if it's not reflective of your own choice, right? Like if you're manipulated into making certain choices, or if you're controlled so heavily that you don't get to make your own choices, well, then that's not really a reflection of you or your soul or your soul's progress. It's not, it's completely mute. You have to go do it again, you know? It's just a waste of time. So this angelic energy is really hands off, you know, and just, you know, showing its own uniqueness and on its own path, on its own healing journey. That was you. And this other person was really very much like scheming around, like manipulating, trying to get something out of this person. But it reflected, again, like the angel and the devil on this person's shoulder. And this person feels like they listened to their own like devilish nature, where maybe they were trying to, you know, devil energy for me, I say this all the time, but it's like you take the quick fix at the expense of like long-term goals, long-term happiness. And I feel like that this manipulator was really skilled at getting this person to think that if they did the quick fix, that it was actually going to lead to like some kind of long-term success or happiness, or that they could have long-term success and happiness with them, but really they can't, because this person doesn't have relational skills. They only know how to manipulate, right? But not only that, this angel and devil voice within this person, there's something about it that also links to like being very rational and logical versus being very intuitive. And we need a balance of both of those. Neither one of those energies is good or bad. It's very neutral. It's a tool. It's on how you use them. But I feel like because this person is showing up in their masculine, I feel like this person maybe does regret not listening to their intuition. like here, overly rationalizing things, or being swayed by, like, I don't know, overly rationalizing things, dealing with things primarily because of position. Like, that's more how I think the rationalizing would come across, you know, in terms of this, like, I'm a man, therefore I have to do this, or I'm the boss person, so therefore I have to make this decision. It's like, you know, they regret being kind of taken for a ride is what I'm getting. And I feel like it was the more rational side of things that this person tried to appeal to. But this manipulator has faulty logic, so they would use a lot of logical fallacies. And maybe this person that you're asking about has started to learn about logical fallacies. But again, I think they regret not listening to their own intuition here about you and about this situation. But I do just want to say, I see this third party situation come up a lot in my readings, and I almost want to call it a spiritual formation. And what I mean is, like, you know, like a football coach, or, you know, a coach of any kind, soccer, whatever, like coaches have like certain plays that they run, at least coaches of like team sports. And so you get really practiced at running certain plays. And this particular third party dynamic, that's what I mean by it's like a spiritual formation. It's almost like a play that our guides can kind of run or use or put you in order to learn certain lessons. And I do want to say, in this third party situation, it's definitely a karmic situation between all of you, where there's this like karmic knot. And I'm seeing that, like, I think they call it the infinity knot, right? It's like the Celtic knot. There's the one with like the 3 knots, you know, the 3 strands that all kind of lead into the infinity knot, the eternal knot. I'm seeing that here, where it's not necessarily that everybody here's a karmic. I mean, certainly one person is, that's this person that just acts innocent or angelic in order to mislead others. But like, I do think that the other 2 of you and this person you're asking about, probably you are soulmates together. But every single person here has their own karma that they're working on untangling. And this situation, the circumstances of this, puts each one of you in a position where you're confronted with your own karmic lesson. And I feel like for this masculine energy, it's like they really were learning the difference between this angel energy. Can they tell the difference between someone who's genuine and authentically an angel in this light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return, and somebody who is genuinely kind, versus somebody here who is acting this way in order to get whatever it is that they want. They have to learn how to see that, because I feel like in this masculine's past, first of all, this feminine energy has been betrayed before, but I feel like it was probably way worse. I feel like it probably ended in death. And so he's really trying to rebalance the scales here. So that's what he's learning here. But also, like, this other person this manipulator has to be confronted with their own karma, that they can't be so selfish. They can't lie and scheme in order to get what they want, because it'll always fall apart. Like, it'll always just kind of unravel and disintegrate, and it causes a bunch of problems. They have to start learning to have empathy and to care about other people. Whereas I feel like you are learning to go your own way, to heal, to balance out, to, I don't know. But there's definitely like a lot of karma that's been learned here in this situation. And I feel like this person, I think they regret not being there for you. And that maybe I think you could have learned how to rely on somebody else here too. We have, you speak to me through music at the bottom of the deck. You came closer than anyone. Let's see. I just thought, I regret lying to you. I do feel like this person could have betrayed you in some way, or like things came to a very sudden like ending, and it's like they lied about why, or they just, it could have been lying by omission, where this person just was not being open and forthright about all this talk and the conversations that were going on here behind the scenes, either with one particular person who was a liar and a manipulator, or with like a group of people. But I'm still getting that it's this one manipulator that's kind of orchestrating everything. Everybody else just kind of like has groupthink, and they don't understand that this manipulator has an agenda. So they just kind of agree with things, or like reinforce that negative society, that negative, like, that negative spin on things, the very selfish spin on things, you know? So what else? Just being near you is intoxicating. I hide behind material things. I mean, that's another regret that this person has. Like with this Emperor energy, that's part of the logic that this person feels like they've gotten sucked into, is like the logic of their position. Like you have to play your position instead of like actually being a person, because this person sees you as like having really, really leveled up, but like by being a person, by being vulnerable, by being yourself, by being different, by being unique, by not fitting into a mold. And this person has very much tried to fit into a mold. And I do feel like they've been successful with it, but it's like they've been successful to a point, and they've also been successful at, and it's not an overall success. This person sees you as being an overall success where you're a holistic, happy person. You're like actually fulfilling your spiritual goals here as well. Like you get to lean into like being fully yourself. Whereas this person, I think that they've had a lot of like relationship troubles. They've hurt people, they've betrayed people, they haven't seen things clearly. And it's because they're trying to look at themselves through the lens of this like rigid, this very like rigid, narrow view. They're reducing themselves down to just a category or something. Just being near you is intoxicating. I'm telling you, this person is like fascinated with you. They are very enamored with you. This person doesn't feel like they regret. They feel like they didn't appreciate you. They feel like they didn't see you clearly. They didn't see like, I feel like this person could have just thought you were like physically attractive, you know, in the past, but now they're realizing that you are different. You break the mold. You, that you're attractive like on a lot of different levels, and you can't just like have that chemistry or like find that. I feel like that sounds insane, but this person really couldn't see that in the past, in part because I feel like this manipulator was like maybe kind of keeping them very busy. I'm hearing like they would start fires, and that could be, I think for a lot of these manipulators, they would start quote unquote like metaphorically start fires like in their physical space, where this person then had to go tend to this and tend to that. Maybe it has to do with a child here as well. There's like always problems with, I don't know, like they would maybe invent problems that a child was having that they weren't. I'm hearing, this is extreme, but like Munchausen syndrome. I don't think it's to that level for a lot of these people, but it's kind of the same energy. But if it's not that, then it's like just mentally, this person made them think that they had problems with a group, with a Gemini, with a person, with you, you know, like they had problems here that they didn't actually have. They were just stirring the pot. They were just stirring up. They were just inventing bullshit is what I'm hearing. So it kept this person kind of busy, at least on a mental level. It kept them chewing on certain things that were not real. I wonder if you're happy without me. I want to be more than friends. Yeah, this person, I think, they think about you a lot, but then it says, I'm not available. I can't stop thinking about you. This person may well be with somebody else if they're showing up as the emperor. They could be married. They could have like, certainly like their business obligations or something. And they have messes that they need to clean up here that they've made. And okay, so the last thing that I'll leave you with is I'm getting like this emperor that you're asking about, regardless of gender, they're showing up in emperor energy. This person seeing you in very much in control of your life, standing in your power, making your own decisions in your life, being very successful as a person. But this emperor has had the exact opposite experience, because I feel like this emperor has experienced a tower moment or some kind of like tremor in their life that's really shaken them up, and where things have like really collapsed in on this emperor energy, and that has led to a tower moment for them on the inside, where they're having these realizations that I've just discussed with you about you know. But that process is going to continue here for this emperor, because they've built their house on like shaky foundations. There's a lot here that they've missed because of the lens that they've chosen to look through life at. A lens that was heavily influenced by having the wrong people or the wrong person around them as an advisor. So things are going to keep imploding, because I'm picturing this emperor sitting in the middle of like a house that's like fallen in on itself, but it's like he still has a little pocket here. So I feel like this is kind of like the emperor with no clothes, or kind of like a straw man. They're pretending to be stronger than they actually are, but really like things are kind of crumbling here around this emperor, and it's going to kind of continue to occur that way. And they're going to keep having tower moments again, like on the outside. I don't think any of them will be as big as like the one that set everything off, but they're going to keep having these tower moments, especially if they don't move away from this manipulator. And those tower moments on the outside are going to correspond with tower moments on the inside, these moments of realization. And they're showing me that they're corresponding with the chakras, but it's like the middle section of the body. I feel like from the throat chakra, the heart chakra, to the solar plexus chakra, down to the sacral is like heavy activity. There's tower moments here corresponding to each one of those things, which is, you know, it's affecting their voice, their self-esteem, their love life, their love relationships, their heart energy. They could literally have problems like stomach problems, heart problems, is what I'm getting, rocking their confidence, and their power, their sense of power in the world. I think they're going to continue to, have that. And this original tower moment could have been with their business, their position, their father, their health, or any combination. But the first tower moment was the biggest one. And then, like I said, they're going to continue to have these. And maybe like it corresponds to the number of swords in the back that you got, you know, here around this person, or because I feel like others have been potentially hurt here as well. So this person that you're asking about is going through a time of divine judgment. There's been time called here on a karmic situation. So that's why the air is starting to lift. So this person has an idea of who's who on the field, who's playing what position, who had what intention, right? That's really what this is. Who had what intention? They're starting to see things very, very clearly here. And there could have been somebody, this could be their own father. I feel like there's a family dynamic here, and they're starting to realize that an emperor was betrayed, whether that was their own father, whether maybe this manipulator was married to a male or an emperor type, regardless of gender, right? Like, I feel like there was a male here that was, could be a child. Could be a child, or this person could have been betrayed by like having a child, or they could be learning that they themselves were conceived through some kind of betrayal here of an emperor, or I don't know. I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, out of wedlock or because of cheating, or I don't know what this is, but I feel like this person's having like tower moments and realizations, and things are crumbling in on this person, and they see you as their light. They see you as an inspiration. Whenever they think about you, they have like a deep sense of serenity. They want to be more like you, because this person sees you leaning into your own individuation, your own uniqueness, your own path. And I feel like you're an inspiration for a lot of people. Actually, I think a lot of people are watching you, whether or not you know this, and you may have a habit of this, of like not quite realizing that you stand out and that people are taken by you or like enamored with you, and they find you to be really beautiful. They find you to be different in a very positive way. I think this is the natural way that people view your energy, is like you make the difference in a very positive way. People usually appreciate the difference that you make because you go your own way. And I think if you continue to lean into this, if you haven't already, you're going to obtain some level of prominence, because it is the age of Aquarius. You're showing up very Aquarian. And I just feel like people need to see difference, people leaning into their difference. And I think that's what you do very naturally. And you just may not realize that you have the eyes on you that you do, and that you inspire people in the way that you do. But, and now I'm getting that Spirit has maneuvered you into a place where there's people here who are actually leveling up, and people are still whispering and gossiping about you, but it's in a really positive light. It's like, and you change people's perspective. You help them to level up here as well. Your energy just naturally kind of has that effect on people. And, yeah, so I feel like this person really wishes that you were in their life, that you weren't at such a distance, and they think that you balance them out here in some way. This person wants to know your opinions and your thoughts on things. They want to know your innermost thoughts, like your innermost realms. And this person feels like they were in a position where they could have had that with you. They could have had that relationship with you, but now like you're at a distance. And for some of you, it's like you have a job where you're always traveling, or you're always talking with like groups of people or something, and this person can't get close to you. And they were like, I could have gotten close to this person in the past. They're my soulmate. I was supposed to. I could have learned. I could have leveled up. And because of like this person's influence now, they can't really do that. They can't do that. So there's been judgment here on this situation. And I just think that this person's going to have more regrets here, not just with you, but like just more regrets of how they've navigated their life because they haven't had the right perspective. That's really what it is. They haven't had the right perspective. They've leaned into they've listened to the wrong people, the wrong philosophies here as well. The people who are actually should be students that think they're hot shit. And, you know, like that's, yeah. People who act like they know a lot more than they do, or have more wisdom than they've actually accumulated. What they have is a guile. What they have is a cleverness. What they have is the ability to pull the wool over people's eyes. And this person has listened to those people as though they had actual wisdom, and as though they had the people's best intentions at heart, when it's starting to be revealed, and it will only be revealed more and more, that actually this person is has only acted in their own self-interest. I'm hearing has only ever acted in their own self-interest. This is very specific, but I feel like for some of these people, they could be learning that their mother like trapped their father or something like that, like by getting pregnant, and they did it on purpose. That's or the other way around, that their father trapped their mother into a relationship here by getting her pregnant on purpose. That's like really big, and it's very specific, but it's really, really coming through here. Some of them, yeah, they could be learning that they lost a sibling. I feel like this person's learning something like really big, you know? So I feel like I've talked for an age. I hope that made sense. That's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2. This person has a lot of regrets here in regards to you. And certainly if this person cheated on you or betrayed you in any way, they regret that here as well. But that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Okay, how am I going to explain this? So, pile number 3, what does this person regret in regards of you? So I feel like this message is going to be very unsatisfying for you, pile number 3. And I'm so sorry, but I do feel like that's kind of the way this relationship has gone on, like between you and this person you're asking about, because things seem to have culminated with you having to make a judgment call to put yourself at a distance here from this person. And I think that's ultimately why you're here at this reading, because you think to yourself, well, does this person get it? Does this person understand why I had to make the decision that I did, or why I've made a series of decisions that I did that to them might seem weird or unusual or fringe or not make any sense, but to me, it serves my inner needs? Does this person understand that? And the answer is no. This person, unfortunately, does not understand that, but they think they do. But if this person were to try to explain what they think went wrong here in the situation, very readily, to your ears, it would sound very two-dimensional, very shallow, like a very shallow, not real, not deep, kind of an understanding here of what went wrong. And what's more than that is I'm hearing this is a person who always thinks they're right, but they're very, 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 very wrong. And I, just like anybody, I feel like if this person heard me explain that they're very wrong here in the situation, and it's not just the situation, I'm hearing this person is wrong a lot, especially in the realm of social spheres, especially in how it is that they communicate and come across. And this is a person who has had many significant people, I think, in their life do the same thing you've done. You had to make a decision to distance yourself from this person because you're always at loggerheads. There's no getting through. They never really quite understand, right? And it's because this person's blocked off from their own self-awareness. I want to leave that here for a second. I don't want to go off too much on a tangent, but we'll dip into it later into the reading because I feel like it's important to understand where this person kind of gets it wrong. But what does this person regret in regards of you? Well, unfortunately, this person doesn't regret what you wish they regret. They regret these superficial things where it's like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm glad that you regret that, but it's like they don't regret anything real or anything that actually connects to the root, the heart of you, and the root reason of like why you made the decision you did. They don't understand those things, so they don't regret those things. And I think the same is actually true for you in the sense of you don't actually regret what this person wishes that you regret, because this person wishes that you regret making the decision to move away from them, because this person feels like when you made that decision to move away from them, that you rejected some kind of legitimate authority, whether it was you rejected them as an authority or that you rejected something else that they feel like you should be subservient to as an authority. And I can see here that you disagree with this because whatever this was, it was not serving your inner needs. And you spotted that way before this person did, right? So you definitely don't regret making that decision to move away here from this person. You don't regret that at all. I feel like if anything, you regret not making that decision sooner. And this person doesn't understand that. So and I can see here, it's because you and this person are at opposite ends of a spectrum, and you always have been. Like, I'm talking about on the inside, you are fundamentally different human beings. This is not you're different in a way that's like, oh, we're twin flames, we're different, but we're also the same, and it all kind of like works together. No, it doesn't. This is a difference that is mutually exclusive. And I think you understand that you are this way, that it's, you don't mix, you don't get along, it's mutually exclusive. And what I mean by that is, I like to use the example of the nervous system, like the sympathetic nervous system versus the parasympathetic nervous system. They have such a relationship where when one of them is running, the other one automatically isn't. You know, it's mutually exclusive. So that means when one of you is getting your needs met or expressing yourself fully and in your authenticity, the other person by default is not getting their needs met. So this is not really a relationship that can work right now as is. This person you're asking about needs to go through a total transformation from the inside out. And that brings us back to this person's incredibly superficial regrets. Because when this person thinks about what they regret in the situation, first and foremost, they think about how they didn't get the outcome that they wanted with you. That's a very big thing here for this person, because this is the type of human being where had they gotten the outcome that they wanted with you, they would have no regrets, regardless of whether or not you are genuinely okay. You're comfortable, you're good, all of your inner needs are being met here, and this is a good situation, a healthy situation for you. They don't care about that. They don't actually care about you. And I think you realized that, or you started to realize that. I feel like this is a person who doesn't genuinely care about anyone. They don't navigate their life that way. They spend all their time and energy trying to bring about the outcomes that they want here with certain people. And these outcomes tend to be very self-serving, because this person feels like if they have certain relationships or outcomes with specific people, that it positions them in a certain light, as having certain traits and intentions, as being somebody that they're not inherently on the inside, but also maybe positions them in a place of leadership or respect in the external world. That's all this person really seems to care about. Very superficial. And that brings us to the second thing that this person thinks about when they think about their regrets. And it kind of piggybacks off of the fact that this person didn't get the outcome that they wanted with you. And they attribute that to you having a very low opinion of them. So this person regrets that you have this low opinion of them, and they wish you had the quote unquote right opinion of them. But they use that word very differently than how you and I would use that word. Because I can see here that you are trying to communicate yourself in a way that would give this person the right opinion of you, the correct impression of who you genuinely are on the inside. But this person, let's face it, they've got a lot of narcissistic qualities. And obviously I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm not qualified to do that. This isn't how a diagnosis comes about, right? But what I mean is that narcissists, they have very low self-esteem. And they have a very changeable sense of self. And this person may or may not have a static sense of self. So they present the identity that they feel like you need them to have in order to bring about the identity. They profess the opinions and the stances and the qualities that they feel like you want to see in them in order for you to comply with maneuvering yourself into this desired outcome position, right? So in terms of their regrets around that, it's very superficial because they have a lot of semantic regrets with you. They think, well, I regret saying this and not saying that. I regret using this verb when I should have used that verb, or this noun when I should have used this noun. I regret not telling this story. I regret telling that story, because if I had made all these like little semantic changes, it would have left this person with a different impression of me. And that, if this person had that impression, I would have gotten the outcome. It's interesting because it parallels with you. I think you may have semantic regrets with this person as well, but it comes from a much different place. You know, it comes from this genuine place of authenticity, of you trying to explain yourself to this person and get them to see your real self and to understand why you have different needs, or why you're different or non-traditional, or why, you know, something here. But it's genuine. You do have a static sense of self. You do have something that you're trying to communicate, right? Do you see the difference here? This person's incredibly superficial. This person has an authority problem that they try to project outwards onto you, like you're the one with the authority problem. But everything in this reading centers around two main themes: authority, what is it, who has it, why, and powerful language. When do we deploy powerful language, and to bring about what result? And you and this person have very different approaches and opinions and understandings of these two main themes, but it stems once again from these very fundamental differences from within you. You live life correctly. You live life from the inside out. This person lives life incorrectly. They live life from the outside in. And that's why this person is always wrong. This is what Spirit was trying to get at in the beginning, and I didn't really want to get into it, but let's get into it now. Spirit is saying this person is always wrong. And this person, because they lack wisdom and they lack depth and they lack the ability to go inwards and truly contemplate for themselves about what is trying to be said there. If you tried to say that here to this person, that their approach to life is incorrect and therefore the results that they get or the guidance that they tried to give is incorrect, this person would have a hissy fit. And you can kind of understand why. You can empathize. That's a hard thing to hear, right? But this person would immediately because again, they lack wisdom, they don't understand things. This person would kind of jump up and want to say, I'm saying this to this person right now. So this person would want to debate me, or they would want to kind of lecture me. They would want to start immediately speaking the Aquarian talk, the Aquarian lingo, the inclusivity lingo. But again, because they don't truly understand it from the inside out, they would be misapplying it. So this person would immediately jump on me and say, Jess, how dare you say that my opinion is incorrect? I am entitled to have my opinion. We're all entitled to have our opinions. You don't get to just disregard my opinion because you dislike it. I agree. That's true. That's not what's happening here. Even though we're all entitled to our own opinions, we can still have different opinions qualitatively speaking. They can have right? I have a degree in psychology. If you want to ask me my opinion on something psychologically related, my opinion is going to be of a much higher quality and caliber. I'm able to factor in more facts and information than if you were to ask me my opinion on something physics related, where I don't have a degree in that. I'm not as educated on that topic. I can still give you my opinion, but the chances that I'm going to be valuable in that opinion or correct, it's less, right? And that's why a hypothesis is an educated guess. There's a world of difference between an educated guess and just a guess. They're weighted differently. That's what I'm trying to explain here about this person. Their opinion doesn't carry the same weight as your opinion because their approach is incorrect. Remember in math class in school where your teacher would make you show your work? Because it just happens in math that sometimes you can get the right answer, but your work is incorrect. And that matters to your teacher because your teacher is trying to make sure that you understand the process, that you can replicate that process in the future. That's what they want you to understand, how to actually do it, right? So this person is just focused on the correct answer. So when they say, what do you mean I'm always wrong? Sometimes I get the right answer. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get the right answer. A broken clock is right twice a day. This person lacks wisdom. This person is superficial. You are a person who cares that you understand the process because you know the best way to live life is to focus on the process, to be process oriented. If you master the process, you're more likely to get right answers more often. But it's not an objective. It's not, I just want to get right answers. You get good at a skill. You get good at a process. You get good at humaning, This person's not concerned with that. They just want to get the right answer. They just want to get themselves to a position. And that's their viewpoint on authority. This person wants authority. They want powerful language and they don't understand it. This person wants to speak the lingo of Aquarian spaces, inclusive spaces, and they don't understand it. And they don't understand that they stick out to a sore thumb with people who actually are contemplative and do understand those things and have lived those things, They don't understand that. So this person is meant to learn from you. But the thing is, this person's not really fit for a leadership position because Spirit is saying you got to pause. You got to stagnate. You got to dismantle this. You got to get your process right. You ever put something together? I got a cat fountain the other day and I put it together wrong. It kind of worked, but it didn't work properly. And my husband was like, oh, you got this piece messed up. And if we keep running it this way, eventually it's going to break down a lot sooner. So it works now in the moment. But if we don't fix this, it is going to run out sooner and we don't want that. So even though it's a pain, I'm going to dump it out. I'm going to let it dry overnight and I'm going to rebuild it tomorrow. That's what this person needs to do with themselves. Okay. But that's why I'm saying they lack wisdom. They want this authority, but they don't understand how to get it there because this person they need to do what you've done. But this person is definitely afraid of doing what it is that you have done to put yourself in a genuine position of leadership. And regardless of whether or not you see yourself as a leader, there's definitely a social leader kind of quality to you where I think that you naturally command authority. This person has a superficial view of authority. my age, my position. I've been doing this longer than you. This is a person, not to be like too graphic, but we would have had to guillotine this person in a revolution because they would have been like, but I'm the queen. You know, I can't be wrong. You can't question me. I'm the queen. And it's like, I have the authority. Yes. And we've all decided that you will no longer have the authority, but I'm the queen, you know? Or this person's like, I'm the oldest one in the room. I have the authority. You have to listen to me. The fact that you don't know that you can be the oldest person in the room and also wrong says everything I need to know about you. Step aside. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's obvious. There's things that are obvious here. About this person, but you have a natural authority, and you come by this very honestly because you are a person that has had to connect with your inner needs. I feel like probably around this person, but in your past, you've had a situation where you had to choose, am I going to wither on the vine and basically be a husk of a person and not actually be myself, or am I going to make changes, go my own way, do something that people won't necessarily understand? So you've had to go within. You've transformed yourself from the inside out. This is this immense self-awareness. So this person sees you as a leader. They see you, and this person does see you as a bright light. All they want is to be around you and near you, but through all this manipulation and guile and wordsmithing, right? But this person doesn't see that you have gained your authority, and I feel like you're a power. People connect with you. That's the power in your language, because your language, like I was saying, it's personal. People connect with your journey, what you're saying, because you understand it so deeply, and so do they. That's the connection bit here, right? So you have had to understand your own inner needs, which is a multi-step process, and make the changes in your life. Let go of other people's judgments and go your own way. And that's what this person is being asked to do. But they're deathly afraid of being seen as different and not going with the crowd. They're really afraid of that because this person's afraid of being judged. And they know that people get judged when they're different more than anybody because this person judges them. This person has judged you, either to your face, like they could have literally said something judgy to you, but I'm hearing it just lives and breathes in the way this person communicates because they have the process wrong. And they don't hear it because they will not stop and reflect. This person, it's almost like they don't value the process of self-awareness, because if this person, like I said, they live from the outside in, they just want position. They just want like to get whatever it is that they want. So if this person discovered that they don't actually believe the thing that they've spent their whole life building in, this person would have, they don't have the stamina, the strength of spirit to stand up to that and to like go out on their own. So they're like, why would I be self-aware? Why would I be self-reflective? I just want to fit in. I don't want to be judged. That's the most terrifying thing to me. In reality, it holds the key to their power. That's how they become like you. And this person does look up to you. They do want to be like you. But because this person doesn't understand you, and they feel like they're entitled, another narcissist word, they're entitled to a position or to some kind of authority or to make some kind of decision for you. They just feel like they need to dominate you. And that's what I mean by another thing this person doesn't understand about authority. I don't care if this person could hold 400 doctorate degrees, be the president of the universe, and you would still be the authority, the highest and best authority on yourself. And what's best for you, what works for you, if it's right, if it's fitting. You would still be that authority. This person has no respect for that. And you know what it feels like when people talk to you from that place too. It feels bad. That's why this person has no friends. Because this person's in this Five of Cups energy. I feel like they've been locked out. And in that way, they've kind of been forced through their own karma to confront this fear of being ostracized, of not being seen in high regard, of being seen for exactly how they are. They've been forced and navigated into this situation. Now, again, the ones here who really, really lack wisdom, they're going to blame this on you. It's kind of the narcissistic tool bag, right? They just project it right back. It's your fault. This person will find a way to say, this is your fault. They'll take no accountability. They'll do no self-reflection because it hurts too bad. It hurts too bad. And I think, again, you can empathize with that because you've had to confront these things within yourself. But again, it doesn't change the fact that you've had to make this decision to distance yourself from that kind of energy because you spotted it. That's what this person doesn't understand. You spotted this. And people spot it. Anyway. But they know they crossed some kind of line with you. But this person they just want what they want. That's what this person is. Right here, and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's how this person wishes you saw them. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You just buy all the nonsense that they're selling. You speak to me through music, I remember every detail of that day. That's that moment that I was getting at. You know, this person, they've gone over and over and over again that moment. But that's the wrong place. That's what I'm saying, man. This person doesn't know where to put their attention. They don't understand that there's like a fundamental difference. I bury myself in work to forget you. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Just being near you is intoxicating. That's really, this person admires you. They may well be obsessed with you. And it's because Spirit is trying to say, look, this person knows the way, but you have to respect them. You have to respect their authority. You are the authority, right? This is like a 50-year-old who's like really bad with technology, and there's a 15-year-old who's a whiz with it, you know, like winning awards and stuff. And the 50-year-old has to acknowledge that in the realm of technology, that 15-year-old is the authority. If you want somebody making decisions about what changes you're making in your computer and how to like optimize it, it's the 15-year-old. Now that 50-year-old is the authority in other situations of life, right? But you have to have that discernment, and that is wisdom, right? And that is kind of an authority in and of itself. That's like kind of the hermit, the aging, wise elder, somebody who has the wisdom to see things as they are. But this person is too prideful. They're too prideful. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 3. I hope that made sense. For those of you who are still listening here to the end, I'm sorry. This person's like really frustrating. I get frustrated tapping into this energy, but we're going to get through this together. I feel like you made the right decision. Stand your ground. And this person really does, because you standing your ground, even though I feel like it hurts you, like you're an empath. I feel like it's actually, this person wants to act like you're all oppositionally defiant and you're Susie Cream Cheese. I actually feel like this is rare for you. You would remember this, that you had to make this decision about this person because you don't go about doing it regularly. That's what I can tell about you. You're not this person. And I want to fortify you and say you made the decision you had to because you see them clearly. You see the situation clearly. And by you doing this, it should force this person to go inwards. This person's going to throw a hell of a fit. But, you know, this person needs to go inwards. They need to start contemplating. They need to do what you did. They need to not be afraid to go their own way. They can't be so focused on leadership and domination and trying to get there through this powerful language, because people know that they're being worked, I feel like, by this person, and that this person doesn't have any real life experience to back up what they're saying. Anyways, I digress. That's what I have for you guys, pile number 3. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.